Up until 2013, I was an avid Pokemon fan, but something threw me off of being one. Let me start from the beginning. The new Pokemon games at the time, Pokemon X and Y, were the best Pokemon games I ever had. I completed the National Pokedex in mere months on my X version, and found many shinies on my Y version somehow. Then in late 2014, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out on the 3DS. I was thrilled the remakes of my favourite region had come out, and I went to the store to buy them as soon as they came out. I first got into Pokemon in the third generation with my Ruby version. I was instantly hooked when I turned on my Game Boy Advance with the cartridge inserted, which explained why I was so happy about the remakes coming out at the time. But I also didn't know that this Omega Ruby version would scar me from Pokemon forever. As soon as I got home from the store, I opened the door and called my parents to say that I was back. Even though I was 17 at the time, I still lived with my parents as I barely had any money, and I was trying to make money from my Pokemon-themed YouTube channel that I created not long ago. I ran upstairs to my room and flung myself on the bed. I ripped open the packaging on the game and quickly inserted the cartridge into my 3DS. I got ready to reunite with Trico for some old-time ass-kicking. I noticed that the title of the game was Omega Hell, not Omega Ruby. Despite this, I still decided to put it in my 3DS, as if it was hacked, I could sell it for a lot of money. But no. The game started up, but not like I expected it to. The Game Freak logo appeared on the screen, but it was blood red, and had what looked like Pokemon that were beaten and bloody by the sign. I looked at the screen with curiosity evident on my face, and I pressed A, but it didn't do a thing. The screen started to distort and changed into a Sceptile with holes all over it and blood falling out of its ears, mouth, and nose. The screen then changed into a Blaziken that looked the same with the same details on it. The game proceeded to do the same with Swampert and all the other fully evolved Hoenn Pokemon, which were all in the same conditions. I was horrified. I'd grown up with these Pokemon and they were being displayed to me in a haunting manner with blood all over their bodies. I vigorously pressed A, and after a while it finally worked and went away from the screen. For some reason, it skipped a menu screen and went straight to Birch's introduction, but this too was distorted. "Welcome to the world of hell," he said before he threw a Pokeball, which revealed a distorted Marill from it. The Marill was covered in blood and had a massive hole in its head which looked like a bullet shot. Birch, however, continued like nothing was abnormal. "Of course. This world is inhabited by Satan's devils," Birch said, before the screen cut to the naming screen. "What's your spirit's name?" Birch asked. I didn't know what to put in, so I jokingly put in my first name followed by my initials. "Ah, I've been waiting for you, Dave," Birch said. I was shocked. This game was waiting for me to play it. Then I heard my mother call to me. "We're going out, Dave. Be good," she called to me as my parents left the house. I whispered to myself about how this situation was like how most crappy horror movies start. But still, this was real life and I was really experiencing the situation that I was going through. I looked back at the screen and I was horrified at what I saw. The screen was a close-up of Pikachu, but this one had no eyes, a huge hole in its head, and other random holes all over its entire face with blood coming out of the holes. But all over, there was a massive, loud scream that hurt my ears like hell. I snapped my 3DS in half, which broke it completely, and I've also hit the cartridge with a few smacks from a sledgehammer. I've even ditched separate pieces of the cartridge in different bins all over the town that I live in. I've been scared from Pokemon ever since, and I always will be. But something I will always remember is the Sceptile on the screen. My favourite Pokemon has been tortured, and I had to see the outcome. So if you ever find a cartridge with the name Omega Hell, never play it. You will regret it.